do this to yourself? She looked at me and this is what she said. Oh, there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free. I know I can't slow down, I can't hold back, though you know I wish I could. I know there ain't no rest for the wicked until we close our eyes for good.
Next stop, Firestone Depot. Time to gather up your stuff. Who's getting off the bus?
I was 8 years old when Borderlands was released in 2009, and I remember hearing my friends talk about how cool the game was at school. They would talk about finding aliens and cool guns that explode, which I thought sounded very awesome at the time. Sadly, I never had an Xbox to play it on, so I just never got around to it. But recently, I thought it would be a good idea to play it for the first time, seeing as I've sunk thousands of hours into Borderlands 2, the pre-sequel, 3, and Wonderlands. So, let's see if Borderlands still holds up in 2024.
Strip the flesh, salt the wound.
To start, let's talk about the intro. Honestly, in my opinion, the Borderlands 1 intro is the best of any Borderlands game by far, and the music just fits so perfectly, and I mean perfectly. When I first heard it, I actually got goosebumps because it's just so great and it fits so well. Anyways, I started playing and immediately realized how dated the game feels. Like, even compared to Borderlands 2, it just feels like a huge downgrade, and like I understand it's from 2009, makes sense, but still, felt very, very odd and clunky a lot of the times. Also, iron sights on weapons are horrible. I don't know what Gearbox was thinking, but some weapons you can't even tell have a sight, and it just feels like a huge oversight. Regardless, I ran into TK Baja and he quickly became a favorite character of mine. I did his quests and honestly had a decent amount of trouble progressing, as the game feels so dated that certain scenarios feel harder than they are because of the 2009 feeling gameplay. And don't get me wrong, for 2009 this was amazing, but 14 years later it just doesn't quite hit the mark. I remember playing Borderlands 2 and meeting Tannis for the first time and thinking, wow, she's odd. But over time, grew to like her character, and in Borderlands 1, it was so nice hearing her backstory through echo logs at the beginning of the game, and how she started to go crazy. Speaking of meeting characters, we meet Helena in New Haven, and the only reference I remember of her was when Jack was tormenting and killed her in the second game, so that was cool. Driving in this game is not good at all. You get stuck on anything and everything. Like, the road could totally be flat, and I would just stop dead in my tracks for nothing going full speed ahead. Man, some of these things are just so stupid. I wrote in my notes about having no ammo at all, but then I found out SDUs are in vending machines. So I said in parentheses, I'm so dumb. Then I wrote, why is there no fast travel? Then unlock fast travel later on, and again wrote, Jesus, I'm dumb. The side quests in this game feel shorter than others, and I honestly like it a hell of a lot. I don't mind the long ones in the other games, but it was just nice to get some quick XP on my way to the next story quest. One more gripe I have of this game is money beams look way too much like legendaries. Like, I would open a chest and get a legendary, and then later on kill an enemy and money would drop, and the beam would make it seem like it was a legendary, so I got excited until I got close and realized it was money. It just bothers me. I know it's a stupid gripe, but it does bother me. I'm not really going to talk much about the main story because most of you already know it's not great. Nobody really plays Borderlands for story though. What I will say is that the ending was horrible, like worse than 3's, and I thought 3's was really bad. To sum it all up, Borderlands is a nice glimpse into the past if you want to get all nostalgic and remember the good times with your buddies, but does it hold up in 2024? In my opinion, no, it doesn't. Is it still fun? Yes, in its own way, but Borderlands 2 built onto what made Borderlands 1 great and fixed so many of the problems that Borderlands 1 had. I honestly feel like it isn't worth going back to and trying unless you want to experience the entire franchise like I did. And if you do, the franchise frequently goes on sale all the time for very cheap, so I'd pick it up then. Anyways, these are just my thoughts on Borderlands in 2024, but let me know what you think in the comments. Does the first Borderlands hold up in 2024?
Lies to the judge, rain in the sky and the sea might rise with slice to the mud, slice to the flies from all kinds of demise, reporting live from the hive and all sides of the sludge. One deep, meditate, one street, separate, high to the